Hi everybody and welcome to my February personal curriculum. I'm coming to you from Auckland City. I'm actually staying in a backpackers hostel at the moment because I am unable to find, there's a shortage of accommodation and I can't find a place to rent. So I have set myself up in a backpackers hostel and this is my desk, which is quite good, and I'm really central. That clock tower's the art gallery, and then across the road, the red building with the red roof, is the library, which is perfect for studying in, which is what I did until we got this table and chair set up. So I'll start off by doing a quick summary of how January went. In this journal, I studied how novels change us as people, and that was fascinating. That was so interesting. I did a course on it and I read a whole lot of books. There is still one book I have on hold. I think I should be getting it within another 3 weeks. So I've left space in this notebook to reflect on that, and then this will be finished. Then in this notebook, and I also did daily journaling in here as well. In this notebook, as well as the daily journaling, I studied dolphins. I started off by looking at how dolphins were perceived in ancient times, which was actually really fascinating. So that was interesting. And then went on to dolphin behaviour. And what I really enjoyed the most was learning about our famous New Zealand dolphins, Pelorus, Jack and Opo, and the stories of how they pretty much stayed in one area and followed boats in and out of harbours and came in and swam with the people. And yeah, so that was some lovely stories, and I love that because I actually grew up with the story of Opo, the happy dolphin. And when I go travelling up north, I hope to actually go do a field trip to actually where there's a statue of Opo and learn more about the area of where she was visiting. I think she was a she. I still am a bit behind in this. I've still got to work. I haven't finished how dolphins heal, dolphins' healing properties. I'm partway through this book. Sorry, I know the light's terrible, but I've had to wait for everybody to get out of the room, so it's not the best setup. So I'm still working through this book. And on my study of aliens, I started reading this one, loved it, still haven't finished it. And this one as well. This is probably the best book, Galactic Federation's Councils and the Secret Space Programs. Fascinating. If you're interested at all in learning about the aliens and everything to do with that sort of topic, this book is a must read. It's a real eye-opener about what's actually going on. So I haven't finished this either, and obviously my reflecting is going in this journal. Okay, from there I went into this journal. It's part 2 of, because it's summer, I thought I would use the ocean and the sun type journals for daily journaling, and obviously journaling about my experiences here in the city as like a backpacker visitor. And I started to do some work on PTSD. I was working my way through a PTSD workbook because my PTSD got triggered with lots of stuff that's been going on. But it was suggested in the workbook to pretty much wait until you're more settled. Make sure that your life's more stable before you dive deep into this. So I've put that on hold. And instead, because life for me is so uncertain at the moment and my anxiety levels have been high, I decided to look into uncertainty and to learn more about how to cope with uncertainty better psychologically. So I started reading The Upside of Uncertainty, and I finished this one. And then I worked through The Uncertainty Toolkit, another excellent book. So I finished these two, and I'm going to continue the uncertainty topic through February. So that's a quick rundown of how January went. Now also I finished with my Giants subject. I'll put that in front so you've got something to look at. I finished my Giants and Solomon Islands book. My other subject was PE, which was more beach walks. Obviously I'm not really close to a beach as I was before, so my beach walks have turned into city walks, but I'm really happy. I'm getting a heck of a lot more steps in, so that's really good. My meditation isn't happening because I'm in a shared space, and yeah, it's just I can't relax enough to do that. It's not the right time to do that, so I've put that on hold. And I put the PTSD thing on hold. So that's a quick rundown of January. Right, February. So February we are in this journal, and I'm going to continue with the How Dolphins Heal subject. We'll continue finishing these two books. I'm nearly finished, so in a couple of days I'll finish this. This is Chariots of the Gods by Eric von Daniken, and this is about, what have I put here? Sorry, I have to look at my notes. It's the ancient alien concept, which is very interesting. We've talked about that one, so I'm going to finish these two for my alien subject, and then what am I doing? Okay, continuing with uncertainty. So I have started reading this one, The Certainty Myth, and this is all about using the, ACT, acceptance. 1 second, let me just get my notes. It is the basically, I can't even remember what it's called now. It's learning about how to accept. It's an ACT, it's a psychology term. Anyway, so it's learning about that in here. And then I'm also going to start reading this month 8 Ways to Hope, Creating a Path Through Uncertain Times by William R. Miller. And In the Absence of the Ordinary, Soul Work for Times of Uncertainty. Okay, so and then I thought because it's still summer here, I wanted to do some sort of summary topic as well, so I've started reading this book. This is called Blue Mind, How Water Makes You Happier, More Connected and Better at What You Do. And this, as far as water, this is like being at the beach, lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, stuff like that. So it's all about the effect of water has on you, your mindset and your physical body. Very interesting. Then continuing on my subject of topics of giants, I went on a walking tour and learnt about how some of the myths and legends of the Māori, as far as how some of our volcanoes were formed. And it was to do with giants. It was only briefly mentioned, so I've decided to do some more study about that. So I'm reading Greater Māori Auckland, and this is all about Maori myths and legends, and about different place names and how they got their names, and the stories behind how they were created, as far as the Maori myths and beliefs are concerned. Very, very interesting. And I also got this book out as well. It's called Whenua Māori Purukau of Aotearoa, and there's a specific giants myth in here. This is actually a kid's book, but the artwork is absolutely beautiful in here. So I wanted to read that as well. So that's continuing on the Giants topic. Okay, Valentine's Day related topic. There's a book I'm waiting for the library. It got sent to the wrong library, so I'll go and pick it up when I go back to where I was living before. And that is on romance. What was it called? I can't even remember what it's called now. It was on why romance novels have are so well loved and the impact that they have on our lives. So that I thought that's been interesting. That will be interesting to read. I was supposed to start that on February 14th, but that's right. It can be a bit delayed. And then it also went on. Oh no, we've done that. I'm also starting. February is such a busy month. I'm also starting a course with Hearts and Minds on procrastination, and this will run until April. And I start this on, I think, tonight actually. Also starting another course later this month on finding strength after trauma, and that also runs until April. And then for Chinese New Year, I've been to a few Chinese New Year events in the city here, and I got given this, which has got my wish for the new year on it. And if my memory is correct, I think this is a couplet, I think that's what it's called, which is a greeting that usually goes over a door frame. But I wanted to, and this is my first time I've ever even heard of this, so I want to do some research on exactly what a couplet is and the traditions around that. Because I know this goes on the top of the door, and then there's another two that go down either side the door. And it's all about, from what I've learnt so far, it's about your wishes for the new year, Chinese New Year. I also want to learn more about the Year of the Horse and what basically what that will mean for me, because I'm a snake in Chinese astrology, or whatever those animals are. So I want to do that. As far as field trips, what have I got here? Field trips. I am going to the Auckland Lantern Festival at the end of the month. It's huge. So it's where all the lanterns are going to be. I think there's over 500 Chinese lanterns in this huge stadium, so that will be fun. There's also going to be different Chinese food, dance acts, musicians. It's massive. And I'm also going to another field trip up to the library where I used to live, and to do a Chinese paper cutting workshop and a Chinese calligraphy workshop. Not sure how the Chinese calligraphy will go, because I've tried calligraphy before, and I could not do it. I was rubbish. But also here in the city, there's a circus workshop where you can learn to juggle and learn other circus acts, other circus tricks. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that's another field trip, which is just down the road here from me. So this is my very rushed, because I wanted to get this done as quickly as possible so that people aren't coming in and disturbing me. But that is my February curriculum. Most of it I have started. Some of it I won't get through, and I'll complete the rest of it in March. Health and wellness, my eating has gone off track a bit because of anxiety and stress, so my aim is to get my healthy eating back in line, keep up with my walking, do lots of walking tours. My strength has got a lot better, which is great. Want to do more beach walks when I can, when the weather's good. The weather's been really crap and dodgy at the moment, so most of my walking's been just walking on the streets. But that is my very rushed personal curriculum. I would love to hear what you are interested in, what subjects you are reading about, what you're learning, what new hobbies you have started, and anything like that. And happy Chinese New Year if you celebrate it. If you don't, happy February, and I will see you in early March with an update. Bye everybody.